What's up, everybody out there? Welcome back to Shaa'Vaee J's channel. Thank you for tuning in again. So today I'm going to be unpacking the season premiere of Greenleaf, season 4, episode 1. And the way I'm going to unpack the episode is just to go character by character, just so you have an overview of what's going on with the character at this point in the show, as well as what happened basically what happened in the show. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Boom. Okay, so first of all, the show opens up with not our typical Calvary church that we're used to, where the Greenleafs basically run everything. Calvary is no longer Calvary. It's Harmony and Hope, and it's basically ran by Mini Trump, who just gives me Trump vibes. And I'm just not feeling him. The whole dynamic is just off. So the family is sitting in not even the first row. The family is sitting in the second row during service. And at this point, the bishop is no longer giving the sermons on Sundays. It is now Grace's calling, or she has now been called to give sermons on Sundays based on the constituents of the church and what they like about Grace. The bishop is sitting in the pews with everybody else, just like he is any ordinary person. Not here for it, whatever. So Grace now has the job of basically being the lead pastor. But although she's the lead pastor of the church, she doesn't run anything. So Mini Trump is basically just telling her what to do, organizing the whole structure of Calvary, aka Harmony and Hope. I cannot stand Harmony and Hope. But anyway, so Gigi, as per the usual, has the weight of the world on her shoulders. So much is expected of Gigi. At this point, because the Greenleafs do not run Calvary anymore, she's the only Greenleaf in position of power. So as the big sister and as the only Greenleaf that is running Calvary, she is trying her best to get her family to still be incorporated into Calvary, aka Harmony and Hope. However, Mini Trump, I don't know his name, and I'm just gonna call him Mini Trump because he gives me those type of vibes. However, him and his associates don't want the Greenleafs involved because obviously they want to take over Calvary. So Gigi does what she can to try to get Chastity and Jacob to be her associate pastors. So long story short, Gigi goes to Mini Trump and tells him, listen, it's either you're going to take my brothers and sisters on as associate pastors or I'm walking. And obviously they need Grace because everyone loves her. So I guess Mini Trump said, okay, we'll take Jacob, but we're not taking Chastity. So as you know, Chastity is salty, but I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Before I even get to Chastity, let me just finish up with Gigi. So now we learn that Gigi might have a son out there that is in prison. So Gigi, you have to let us know what's T. So I guess in episode 2, we're gonna find out what the T is. Who is this guy that's claiming to be her son? And is it true? Because it seems like Gigi was just living her best life years ago. And for him to be in prison, it seems like he might be around the same age as Sophia or probably a couple years older than her. I'm not sure, but we will see. So that's where Gigi is at. So now let's get to Chastity. So Chastity is just very salty, very emotional. She's a sibling that, if you watched the past seasons of Greenleaf, you know that all of the siblings and Lady May and the bishop don't really like to tell Chastity anything because Chastity is very emotional and she acts on her emotions instead of just trying to talk things out like how the rest of the Greenleafs are very logical, or they just don't really express their emotions as much as Chastity does. So because of that, they keep a lot of things from her. So Chastity is upset when she finds out that Grace was able to get Jacob the role as associate pastor at Harmony and Hope, aka Calvary. And she's upset because she just feels like, Grace, why didn't you fight more for me? If you told them that if they don't take both of us on, Jacob and I on as associate pastors, that you were going to walk, and they took Jacob and not me, why did you settle for that? So Grace at this point is just like, listen, I'm trying to just do as much as I can I'm just trying to do as much as I can for this family, and I'm trying to do as much as I can so that I can get us our church back. So I don't really have time to just be going tit for tat and arguing. It's just not worth it. So as long as I can get one of you in, I think that's like, just a foot in the door. So Chastity's upset about it. She is just, in the past seasons, we all know that Chastity is just going through a lot. And at this point, she is just, to me, I don't really like how she's communicating with her son. I'm just not feeling it. And I just think Chastity needs to probably go talk to Iyanla again. I'm not sure. Maybe she needs to go to therapy. I don't know what needs to happen with Chastity, but right now it just ain't it. And she is scaring me. So with Chastity being salty about not becoming the associate pastor, she decides to team up with one of the gentlemen who is now running Calvary, who is working with Harmony and Hope. And I think Harmony and Hope is like an umbrella of different churches. So Harmony and Hope is not just one single church. Like, I think it's almost like a business, and they're just taking over different churches or working with other different churches. Whatever the case is, they're con artists, and you can tell because they give those type of vibes. So Chastity wants to work with them. So Chastity is planning on working with them to become a snitch and spy on the Greenleaf so that she can report back to Hope or Harmony and Hope on everything that the Greenleafs are doing. So she's basically a op. And at this point, I don't know how to feel about Chastity right now. I just hope that she understands that snitches get stitches. However that means in the Greenleaf household, it's just not going to work out for her. So that's where Chastity is at. So let's get to Jacob. So Jacob right now is pretty much without a job until, as I mentioned before, Grace gets him promoted as associate pastor of Calvary. So within that position, he's also becoming a mentor to a troubled basketball player who Zora, and I'm going to get to her too, who Zora takes interest in. So we're going to see how that plays out in episode 2. And Jacob is just trying to get Carissa to trust him again with the whole Tasha situation that happened. So he's just right now trying to get his life together with like finding a job and doing all of and the mentorship. So moving along, that's where Jacob is at. Carissa at this point is just mad at the world because she's sick and tired of living in Lady Mae and Bishop's house, and Jacob does not want to move out, which I kind of understand where Jacob is coming from, because at this point he does not have a job, and for him it's just like, well, if we're living here rent free, even whatever coins we do get, we can spend on, I guess, whatever we want. So why are we trying to move? And Carissa is just like, listen, I'm your wife. We have 2 kids. I just want to be on our own. I don't want to have to depend on Lady Mae and the Bishop, and I don't want them to have anything hanging over me or for them to feel like we need them. Although you do, Carissa. But anyhow, so she's mad about that. And she's pretty much just being petty with Grace, and I feel like a lot of the family is like that with Grace too, because Grace is just she's non-confrontational. So I think they just push her buttons, and they always blame Grace for everything. Ever since you came here, Grace, this family has just been in turmoil and all of this crap. So Carissa's pretty much tight the whole episode until she realizes, so we find out that Grace got Jacob to become associate pastor at Calvary. So now Carissa is all happy. So we'll see what happens in episode 2. Not sure if this happiness will last long, but we're going to see. So now let's talk about Zora. So as we know, Zora is very hot and grown and hot. It continues in this episode, although it's not as turned up as it was in the last season. So she has cooled down just a hot smidget, but I can tell this season is going to kick back up because she is showing interest in this troubled basketball player that her father is getting ready to mentor. And for those of you who don't know, Jacob is Zora's father. So she's showing interest in him, and Sophia's kind of like, so Sophia's Grace's daughter, and she's kind of like, girl, did you have enough with dealing with these troubled boys? But I guess Zora is just, Zora's not hearing it. And I feel like Zora's character is kind of like a lot of kids who grow up in church. Like, you love God, you want to be covered with the blood, but the streets keep calling you. And even if it's not the streets, these troubled dudes, these troubled women keep calling you, and you keep falling for it. So it's kind of like, you want to be covered by the blood, but you also want the street. You also kind of want that street life. So that's where Zora is. And that's how she's different from Sophia, which is Grace's daughter. So Sophia is more like the laid back, on fire for God, and we're gonna get to her too. On fire for God, getting ready to go to college. While Zora is like, listen, I want my own apartment. I need a man. I need somebody to take care of me. I want to get flued out. That's basically Zora's mentality. So we're gonna see what happens with Zora in episode 2, because I feel like she is going to go back to her just being grown. And now that she's 18 and Lady Mae gave her the keys to the cabin or whatever type of apartment or house this is, Lady Mae gave her the keys and told her that she could keep the house or live there as long as she wake up at 5:30 in the morning for Bible study, which we'll see how long that lasts for. So Zora right now is just trying to get her life. She's trying to be independent, and she's just trying to be grown and just do whatever it is that she wants to do. So no judgment, Zora. That's you. You're 18. You're gonna learn soon, boo, that this ain't the life. But anyway, we'll see what happens. So now let's get to Sophia. So Sophia at this point, okay, backtrack. Boop, boop. So last season, Sophia had a health scare. She had to get surgery. You'll have to watch that, the last season and those episodes to find out, because I'm not really going to get too much into it. So basically, because of that health scare, she kind of separated herself from God. She was pissed at God. Pissed, and I mean mad. She was ripping out pages in the Bible. She was talking about how she's not going to church. And if for those of you who are caught up with Greenleaf, you know that she was the teacher for like the little children's church, and they loved her there. And she was just like, nope, I'm not doing that anymore. I don't care how much they miss me. I don't care how much they love me. I don't care how much they learn from me. I'm not following on faith steps, and I'm not doing it no more because I'm mad at God. But in this episode, Sophia shows up to church and she is in service, which I was happy to see, because Sophia will soon learn that, baby girl, you can be mad at God, but that's not going to get you nowhere. The more mad you are with God, the further away he's going to be from you. But the closer you get to him, the closer you are to your blessing, the closer you are to your healing. So Sophia's going to learn the hard way, and we'll see what happens. Type amen in the comments if you agree. Anyway, so as far as the bishop and Lady Mae go, at this point, I'm sorry, I like to say at this point a lot, so that needs to be my tagline. Maybe I should make shirts that says at this point. Anywho, so in this episode, Lady Mae and the bishop are still divorced. But right now they're dating, or as they will call it, they're courting each other. So the bishop is trying to be cute, and he goes in the bedroom, their old bedroom, which is now just Lady Mae's chambers. And he's just, trying to flirt and trying to get with Lady Mae, and he's just trying to get some, whatever. So Lady Mae is like, bishop, if you want to have this, yes, I do want a ring. I want flowers. I want all of that. But I also want you to sweep me off my feet. Which I am not mad at Lady Mae, because with the fiasco and the stuff that he done pulled last season, Bishop, you need to be crawling back on your knees. However, I will say, Lady Mae, you're not innocent either. But girl power, so I'm going to be on your side of this. So that's where their relationship is right now. They're just trying to get back to love and loving each other and just being married, and which I really like too, because it shows that they really do love each other and they're really still trying to fight for what they have. I mean, they've been together for years, so I think right now they're just trying to give each other space, although they're together but not together. So they're just working on it. And I guess their relationship just shows people that it's never too late to start working on a relationship, or to start rebuilding or reviving a relationship, even if it's been 20 plus years that you've been married, 15 plus years that you've been married. There's always room for improvement. So That's where Lady Mae and the Bishop are, and I'm happy about. Although they're not like together, I'm happy that they're at this stage, because last season they wasn't feeling each other at all. So that's pretty much what is going on in Greenleaf right now, and I'm just waiting to see if Rochelle gonna pop up, because honey, let me tell you, LaToya Luckett plays that character so well. And although Rochelle is the devil in disguise, she also just makes the show so much more interesting than it already is. So I'm just hoping that Rochelle will pop up out the woodworks. Free Rochelle, although she ain't in jail, free Rochelle, because we need her back. So stay tuned for my next review on episode 2 of Greenleaf. I'm gonna try to make Greenleaf my review show, like one of my top review shows right now, since the season just started. And I really like Greenleaf, and I always want to talk about Greenleaf with people, so why not talk about it on my YouTube channel? So if you like this video and you enjoy watching the show Greenleaf, be sure to subscribe to my channel, turn on your notifications. Also, be sure to comment below and give me your feedback on some of the things I talked about. Tell me some of your thoughts on the characters in this situation, what's going on, what do you think is going to happen in episode 2. So I hope to see you all next week. Don't forget to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend to subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.